While we all agree there is much uncertainty, the best decision right now isn't to cancel the season. I implore the Big Ten to consider all possibilities to preserve college football this fall. Our conference intentionally built a flexible schedule, allowing us to easily postpone the start of the season. Let's delay, seek clarity, build the safest environment for our guys, and make the best decision. And here he is, the head coach at Penn State, James Franklin, good enough to spend a moment with us. Coach, I appreciate this very much because it is clear where the coaches, for the most part, stand on this. But what are you hearing directly from conference leadership and the president of your university?
Well, let me start out by saying I apologize for my tan lines I got on my face from wearing the mask out at practice. It's obviously a big discussion, and I think the presidents are meeting about it this morning. There's obviously questions, there's obviously concerns, and I just want to make sure I'm clear on what I'm saying. I'm not saying that we should cancel the season at this point. I'm not saying we should definitely play, but the decision doesn't need to be made right now. There's still time. There's still information that we need to gather. And my point is, why cancel the season right now when we don't have all the information and we don't have all the answers? I think one of the things that's a little bit of an issue, I think, at times is when people see us speak as coaches, they think we're just speaking our own opinions. I got off a player meeting last night, as well as a parents meeting last night, and I'm speaking to represent them. What our parents think, what our players think. Most importantly, we want to keep our players safe and healthy. But we also want to give them the best opportunity to continue to play the game they love. So why not press pause and find out more information?
Coach, you say there's more information. What information do we need? What don't we know that we need to know?
Well, I think a couple things. We've only been practicing and working out for a period of time. We just took a corona test on Monday, our entire organization, about 150 different people, including the players. Let's get that feedback back. But here's my other real concern. Why would we cancel the season right now when we don't even have the answers for what that may mean? I'm on a call last night with the parents and our players, and they're asking me a bunch of questions. What does this mean for my scholarship? What does this mean for my eligibility? Do I get another year? What does this mean for the fifth-year seniors? What does it mean for the underclassmen? With the high school kids that graduate early and come in, how are they going to be on the roster? Is one program going to be over their scholarship numbers based on incoming recruits and being at 100, and another program is going to be at 85? There's just so many questions that I don't think from a leadership standpoint that you cancel the season and then people ask you, well, Coach, what does this mean for my future? And we don't have any of those answers right now.
That's fair, and I've said many times on this show over the last few months, in a pandemic, there are always more questions than there are answers, but it is fully understandable why the players and their families deserve answers to those questions. How about the medical piece of this? What do you know? Because there is medical information that is being provided to these presidents and these conference commissioners, and I find it curious that all seems to be so mysterious. What do you know about what the medical advisors are telling the president of your university and the leadership of the Big Ten?
Well, what I can tell you specifically is last night on our call with our parents, our team trainer as well as our team doctor has gotten in front of them and explained our entire process, our entire protocols, answered every question that our parents have had, that our players have had. We have done that now 7 times. And I think one of the things that's I think a little bit of an issue out there is that this is going to be led by the medical decisions. And I think all that we're saying right now is we don't need to make that decision right now. The Big Ten can do like other conferences do, push the season back, continue to gather information, and at that point, make the best decision for all of college football, make the best decision, most importantly, for our student athletes.
Now, you have made it clear that you want to play. I don't know if you saw, I assume you did. Scott Frost, the coach at Nebraska, said that if the Big Ten decides today to cancel the season or push it back to the spring, that they're prepared to play in another conference, to create an entirely new schedule. What are you prepared to do if the Big Ten makes that decision?
Well, to me, if we can push things back, continue to gather information, and our trainers and doctors and all the medical personnel feel like this is something we could do and should do, then I think I have a responsibility based on the feedback I've gotten from my players and my parents to explore any opportunity possible for our players to be able to continue to reach their dreams. And again, that's on the advice of our players. That's on the advice of our parents. But it's got to be led by medical professionals.
I suppose specifically I'm asking if the Big Ten as a cohesive unit doesn't exist for this season, are you still prepared to try and put together a season of some other sort for your kids who want to play if you are told by medical advisors you trust that it is safe to do so?
Yeah, I have a responsibility to my players and their families to exhaust every opportunity and option that's out there. Yes.
Okay, that's fair. I get it. And then I would ask you as well about the spring, because that's something that keeps coming up here. Things could get pushed back to the spring. Other conferences and other schools are talking about pushing to the spring. In your mind, at one of the prestige and premier programs in the country, what does spring football actually look like, and is it a realistic possibility?
Yeah, I think that's exactly what I'm saying. That's another reason why you delay, because you're coming up with these other models so that when we say, okay, we are playing college football or we aren't playing college football, that now we can list out what the plan is for our future. This is how we're going to do it in the spring. This is why. Even if we push the season back, we have the ability to use the domes in the Big Ten. The weather is a little bit of an issue. So we could use the domes in Detroit, in Minnesota, and Indianapolis and do Big Ten weekends, at those venues from a weather perspective. So we got a bunch of really intelligent people. We got a bunch of creative people. Let's spend the next month coming up with solutions rather than just calling it quits.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.